This conference will now be recorded.
Hello guys, welcome to Kumar Consulting. So guys, in this session, I'm going to cover a topic called mass changes. Recently, I received a requirement from my client, and in that, some requirement was there related to mass changes itself. And apart from this, few other requirements was also there. But what I have done, I'm going to simplify the requirement because I know that my videos most likely all the SAP practitioners are watching these videos and all. So I'll just simplify the requirement so that it will be pretty easy for you guys to understand. So first of all, we'll explain the requirement, what is this requirement all about and what I've done. So we'll just do one thing. Okay, generally in my training, I take example of Tata Motors. So here, once again, I'm going to quote example of Tata Motor itself. Say, for example, now Tata Motor is having several vendors. Okay, Tata Motor is having several vendors. And in all, like, let's suppose Tata Motor is having vendor A, B, C, D, E, F. Several vendors are there. So against like different different vendors, different different payment terms of payment, has been different terms of payment. Now let's suppose there are several terms of payment. Like few of the vendors are using this TM30, it means 30 days terms of payment. Few of the vendors are using TM60, TM90, it means, what does it mean? 30 days, whichever the invoices is going to be posted against this vendor, those invoices are going to be paid after 30 days. Likewise, this E and F, this whatever invoices are getting posted against E, those invoices will be paid after 60 days. And likewise against F after 90 days. So there are several terms of payment, guys, but what they have decided that they are going to actually this, it means they are going to remove the terms of payment TM30. Their management had decided that the minimum, what to say, that whatever the minimum days, in the sense TM30, terms of payment has been assigned against several vendors. So they have decided that no more payment in 30 days. Now, instead of that, we are going to contact our vendor and we are going to make them agreed for what? We are going to make them agreed for 45. In the sense, instead of 30 days, now what we are going to do? We are going to make payment in 45 days. We are going to make payment in 45 days. So what will happen, guys? In that case, whichever the vendors are using this TM30 terms of payment, in all vendors now we have to create a new terms of payment TM45, and that need to be assigned against all the vendor master whichever using this TM30 payment terms of payment. So first of all, you have to create a terms of payment TM45. So how to set up or how to create the terms of payment, this is already explained and I've already uploaded this video. How to set up a terms of payment, how to create a terms of payment. You can watch that video, you'll come to know how to set up a terms of payment. Now, so here the thing is like Tata Motor is a very huge organization and there will be several vendors. Say for example, more than 500, 600, 10 or thousands or 2000 vendors are using this terms of payment TM30. So first of all, how you will come to know how many vendors are going to use this terms of payment TM30, right? So we'll do one thing. The first, so what is happening? Generally, this requirement should goes to master data team. This requirement should goes to master data team, but it has come to consult. It is going to, this requirement was sent to consultant. Why? Because few configuration related activities are also associated with the same requirement that I'm going to explain. I'll record a separate video on that right now. First of all, I'll let you know how we are going to do this mass changes. Let me log in. So what is happening? The first thing we have to, like, let's suppose requirement has come that, okay, whichever vendors are using the terms of payment TM30, kindly remove this TM30 and assign a new terms of payment TM45, or else they will say that create a new terms of payment TM45 and assign against all the vendor. So again, what is happening, guys? Creation request. It's not like that creation request is coming to you and modification is going to be master data. Since both requirements are altogether, like it is going to be raised to the consultant itself that create a new terms of payment and replace this new terms of payment. Let's suppose TM45 and replace the terms of payment TM30 with the newly created terms of payment or payment terms, right? So what we have to do now, how to set up a terms of payment? As I said, like already I have explained, OBD8 is the transaction code by which we are going to set up a terms of payment. So I've already set up a payment terms, TM45. Okay, let me check. I think I have set up. Yes, it is there. TM45, the terms of payment is already set up. Now here, the first thing is like how many vendors are using this TM30 payment terms, that how you guys will come to know. Okay, so let's suppose client has raised a requirement. Simply they have not given the list of the vendor. They have not given the list of the vendor, like how many vendors are going to use this terms of payment or how many vendors are using this terms of payment. So in that case, it's pretty simple. Instead of asking the data from client, we can check from our side itself. So how we are going to check? Use transaction code SE16. SE16 means at table level we can check it. Press enter, and here, okay, so table name we have to give LFB1. Okay, we are having like LFA1 is also there, but what is the difference between LFA1 and LFB1? Again, this is very huge explanations are there, but I'll just simplify. I'll just within a line I'll just explain. If you go to any vendor master, okay, if you go to any vendor master, what is happening? Look at here, we are having three datas. What are those three data? This general data, company code data, and purchase organization data. These are the three data. Under general data, we are having lots of tab like address, control, payment transactions, contact person. Under company code data, also we are having some data like accounting, info, payment transactions, correspondence, and all. So now these all, whatever the tabs are appearing, like in address field, we are going to give some details. In control data, also we are going to give some details. So whenever you are going to enter certain informations, and once you save these informations, what is happening? Those informations are going to sit somewhere in a particular table. Okay, so whichever informations, whatever the informations are being entered at general data level, those informations you will be getting where? Those informations you are going to get under the table of LFA1 under this table. And whichever informations we are going to enter at company code data level, those informations are going to sit where? It is going to be, you can find those informations here in table called LFB1. Now here, since your terms of payment, right? Payment terms, look at here, here is the payment in payment transactions. Under payment transactions, you'll be finding this payment terms tab. I'll just show you guys. So here under payment transactions, we are going to find this terms of payment. Look at here. So it is coming under payment transactions, right? And this payment transactions is under company code data. And what is the table for company code data, guys? It is LFB1. As I said, like LFA1 is for general data. And under company code data, whichever the informations we are going to enter, those informations are going to be sit where? It is going to sit here in LFB1 table. Give your table LFB1, press enter. Now you can give your company code X100 and then execute. Okay. Okay, so now here maximum number of hits you can remove. And then because what is happening here, it was 200. If the total number of vendors are more than 200, then what will happen? Then system is going to give you 200 only. So you can remove this so that all the vendors are going to appear. Now here, since it is a practice server, so here I'm having very less number of vendors. Hardly how many? 6 vendors are there, right? Out of these 6 vendors, anyway, whether it is 6 vendor or 600 vendors, you'll be getting data in the same table, and in this way itself, even in real-time server also, you're going to get the same screen, same data, not even a changes of even single percent also. Okay. Now here, just drag it down. In the sense earlier it was like this, right? So this cursor I'm going to drag rightwards. Now look at here, all the vendors are appearing, out of which, like, let's suppose this vendor, in the sense vendor number 1 is using TM90, TM60, TM30, TM30, TM30. It means 4 vendors are using a terms of payment TM30. And what is our requirement? Our requirement is to replace all the TM30 terms of payment. It means we have to make changes in the vendor whichever is using this TM30 payment terms, and this TM30 should be replaced by TM45, right? So what we have to do in that case, you can do one thing. Just click on edit, click on select all, and then you can do one thing. You can click on download. Click on download and spreadsheet. Press enter. This is what is being used by people. Keep on desktop and give file name test abc and click on generate. So we are going to generate the list here. Allow. Okay, this is what is being used by every people, almost whoever, whether it is end user or consultants. So where is our file? Is it here? Let me open, and here it is, right? Let me open this. Now look at here. So all the vendors, including the terms of payment, all the data are appearing, right? So here you have to do one thing. You can copy. You can leave it the upper side details we are not going to use, and whatever this details are there that we can copy, and you can paste here in an Excel sheet. Just open new sheet and you can paste here. Now we have nothing to do with these details. Just delete it. Just delete it. Apart from this company code and users and these all details are going to be deleted, right? And then you can apply here. This is your terms of payment. Now what? See, here we are having only 6 vendors, but what will happen if you are having more than 600 vendors or 1000 vendors or 5000 vendors? So apply a filter here. Okay, and then you can select here TM30, right? TM30. Just select TM30 itself. Generally, I applied a wrong filter here, so TM90 is also appearing. Anyway, so now here, whichever vendors are using TM30, this is appearing here, right? This is one way. Now I'll tell you the easiest way. The easiest way is, it's pretty simple. We are having one more way. So I'll see the same activity can be performed by several different way, right? So somebody's are going to, like, use this method, or even I'll tell you the simplest method here. You just click on setting and click on field selection. Instead of doing this all, what to say, downloading all the files and all, we are going to make a different experiment. Just look at your terms of payment field. You just apply a check mark here and press enter. It will take hardly 20 to 25 seconds, and this field is going to appear. It means the terms of payment field is going to appear. And one more thing, here I have simply given company code. In vendor field, I have not given vendor number. Why? If you give a particular vendor, then that particular vendor itself will appear with all the details. Now here we are not going to give vendor, because all the vendors, whichever vendor has been set up for company code X100, that all vendors are going to appear in the list. Okay, so just wait for a few seconds. So terms of payment field is going to appear, and that is going to simplify our search criteria. Okay. So now here give your company code X100. Don't give anything here in vendor master, so that all the vendors whichever has been created for X100 is going to appear. But now we are going to add one more selection criteria, and here I'm going to give TM30. So it means what? It means we are giving instructions that select all the vendors for company code X100, and that too whichever is using this terms of payment TM30, those vendors only I need, right? So earlier 6 vendors were there. Why? Because terms of payment criteria I was not given. Now I have added one more criteria. What is that criteria, guys? Selection criteria. So only TM30 terms of payments are coming here. Okay, it means whichever vendors are using TM30 terms of payment, those vendors are coming. So now we came to know that only these vendors are using TM30. It means whatever changes are there, that is going to be applicable against these vendor itself. Now you have to do one more shortcut key. I'll just let you know. Use Control Y. Control Y, and you can copy this. Even if you're having 100 vendors, 200 vendors also, we can copy very easily. You have to drag it down like this. Okay, so it is going to be selected. Just leave it and Control C. It means copy. Now what is happening? Simply we are going to paste it here, right? We have pasted it here. So we got, let's suppose we are having 4 vendors. Now let's suppose if you are having 400 vendors, simply you can copy and paste. All the 400 is going to be pasted here. Now what next? The next one is we have to make the changes. What changes are we going to make, guys? The changes are like these vendors are using what? These vendors are using terms of payment TM30. So what we have to do? TM30 is supposed to be replaced by TM45. This is the requirement, right? So for that, this is called mass changes. It means we have to make changes against several vendor at a time. This is called mass changes. It can be possible in case of customer also. So that is also mass changes itself, right? So mass changes means if you have to make mass changes, we are having 2 transaction code which is going to be used. The first one is called, the very frequently used transaction code is MASS, mass. Okay, so by this transaction code, what is happening? We can perform mass changes against lots of object, or you can say lots of master data. You just click on this drop down itself, you'll come to know how many master data are there. Several here. Profit center is there, material is there, right? Likewise, we are having sales order, purchase requisitions, like GL account, customer, vendors. So here our is we are going to select vendor, and then you can execute. Right? So this is how we are going to press enter. After that, you have to press enter. Look at here, all the fields are appearing from vendor master. The same thing can be achieved by using transaction code XK99. XK99 also, press enter. The same field is going to appear even in XK99 also. Look at here, automatically in XK99, the object type LFA1 is going to be, by default, it will be coming in selected mode itself. Just press enter and all the fields are appearing here in XK99. Decision is yours, whether you want to use mass or XK99, there is no difference at all. XK99 is particularly for vendor and mass is for all, whether it is GL, customer, profit center, and whatever the other master data are there, that is already I have explained. Now, so here our changes is what? We are going to perform changes against what? Our changes is here in company code, vendor master under where? Vendor master, that too under company code, because your terms of payment is appearing where? Your terms of payment is going to appear here in company code data. Okay. Now, even terms of payment will appear in purchase organization data also, but again, that is quite separate explanations, guys. If I go into that, it will take lots of time. So now here, I'll just show you once again. Look at here, under payment transactions, the terms of payment is coming, and this payment transaction is there under which data? It is coming under company code data. So come back here on mass change and select company code, vendor master company code, and then click on execute and just press enter. Just press enter. So what will happen here? Look at here, the vendor and company code are appearing, right? So here we can give you a company code X100, and against how many vendors we are going to make changes. So we have to do one thing. These are the vendors, right? These are the vendors. So right now we are having 4 vendors. So you are going to select like this. If you are having 4,000 vendors, then what will happen? Simply click on this column here and just control C. Okay, so all the column F is going, this is your vendor, right? So all the column F is going to be selected. Now here, whether it is 400 4 vendor or 400 vendor or 4,000 vendor, all the vendors are going to be selected in this itself. And here what you have to do, you have to do one thing, just click here, multiple selections. Click here for multiple selections, and you need to click on upload from clipboard. So just click here. Now, since we are having only 4 vendors, that is why only 4 vendors are appearing. If you're having 400 vendors, that is also going to be copied in the same way, and all vendors are going to be pasted automatically. Even if you're having 4,000 vendor also is going to be copied in the similar way, and it is going to be posted. Now click on execute button. Okay, so what is happening, guys? We have selected all the vendors. Okay, whether it is 4 vendor, 400 or 4,000. Now what next? You need to click on execute button. So now here, these are the vendors. These are the vendors which is ready for changes. Now what changes, guys? What change are we going to do? We are going to change terms of payment. So what we have to do? You need to select that field. Click on select field. And where is terms of payment? Here. Look at here. In alphabetic order it is appearing, so we have to come drag it down, because terms of payment means starting from T, it's here. Select this terms of payment and bring it left side, bring it left side, and press enter. So look at here, terms of payment, automatically TM30 is appearing. Why? Because these vendors are using terms of payment TM30, and our requirement is that TM30 is not going to be used further. It means no more TM30 at all. Next time onwards, it means whichever the invoices have been posted against TM30 till now, those invoices are going to be paid, and after that whichever the new invoices are coming against those invoices, next time onward TM45 terms of payment is going to be used by system by default. So how system is going to use TM45 by terms of payment by default, guys? If TM45 is going to be assigned against vendor master, then only system is going to select that by default. So which is why we are going to make these changes. Now since we are having, let's suppose, 4,000 vendor, so if you're going to make changes one by one, it will take lots of time, right? So that is what we are having this options, in the sense within a minute or two, we are going to make these changes against all 4,000 vendors or 400 vendors or whichever vendors are there. So here we are having TM30. Now this TM30 is supposed to be replaced by what? It is going to be replaced by, here we have to give TM45. It means all this TM30 is supposed to be replaced by what? It is going to be replaced by TM45, right? So here whichever value, whatever the value is supposed to be updated here, that is going to be specified here. You can add additional field also at a time. If you have to change payment method also, you can select and you can add that field also. Okay, so I've just simplified the requirement so that once you are able to understand in a simple way, then you can make your own experiments and all easily. Okay, now, so what is happening, guys? It's time to carry out a mass changes. You need to click here. The moment you click here, look at here the changes. Look at right now TM30. Now click here, carry out mass changes. Okay, system is saying select at least one column, press enter. Okay, now What is happening? Just wait. Okay, now I think yes. So what is happening? System was saying that select at least one column. It means here we need to select this column. We need to select. Okay. So I simply selected that column, and then what I have done, I have clicked on carry out mass changes. So look at here, TM45 has been updated. TM45 has been updated. Now what is what next? You need to save it. You need to save it. Until unless you click here on save, these changes are not going to be applicable. You can see here, click on refresh and just come here, still TM30 itself. Why? Because the changes has not been saved yet. So we are going to save these changes. Okay, just press enter. Just press enter so that the changes are going to be applicable against all the vendor master. It will take hardly few seconds. Now look at here, we are having only 4. That is why the 4 vendor number is appearing. If it is 400, all the 400 numbers will appear here itself, right? After that, what you are going to do, guys, you can do one thing. You can just come here on table itself, and then you can refresh. So refresh. Once you refresh, now what is happening? All TM30 is gone, right? Now whichever TM30 was there, now it is converted into what? It is converted into TM45. Remove this 200 and always remove this 200. Why? Because in real time the number of vendors will be more than that. It will be 1000, 2000, 5000, 20,000. So just execute. Now whichever vendors were using TM30, that vendors are going to use now TM45. Okay, if you want to if you want to do cross check and all, then if you know the Excel formulas and all, like VLOOKUP and all, then you can apply this. Or else what is happening, if somebody doesn't know this formulas and all, it doesn't mean that you are not going to be a perfect consultant. Nothing to be worried about, guys. What is happening in that case, we are going to check this on random basis, in the sense, like let's suppose we are having 400 vendors. So we'll pick some 4 or 5 vendors randomly. We are going to pick some 4 or 5 vendors or 10 vendors randomly, and we'll check, and then we are going to confirm decline that changes has been carried out. And even there is other requirement also. Other requirement means what? That I'm going to again that is not going to be recorded in this video because it is going to be bigger. So I'll just explain the requirement, and I'll try to record a separate video, in the sense a different video will be recorded. So other requirement is, now what we have done, guys, TM45, we have changed the payment terms. TM45, those vendor masters, these vendor masters. Okay, TM45 terms of payment has been entered. But guys, we are having one more thing. If you talk about SAP, then let's suppose I'll use FB60 itself for transaction posting. So in FB60, what is happening, guys? If you give your if you give your vendor, let's suppose I'm going to give some vendor, okay, any date, and click on payment tab. Okay, so this vendor, I guess, belongs to a different company code. That is why a different payment terms is coming. So here payment terms coming by default from vendor master. But let's suppose if your user has entered TM30 by mistake or due to any reason, TM30, then what will happen? Then in that case, how we are going to stop this, right? Because if you post any transactions against TM30, then system doesn't know this, like TM30 has been banned for Tata Motor and all, right? The thing is, like, we cannot delete this TM30 because that can be used by different company code also. It is like we have restricted the use for Tata Motor, so it will be like as it is. Now, so what is happening? So TM30 or else, like, let's suppose generally what is happening, guys, this TM30 is not going to be deleted. Why? Because might be in future again they are going to change their decisions and all, and they will say that okay, we are going to use TM30 also. So now if somebody is going to enter this payment terms TM30 by mistake here in payment term field. So that invoice is going to be posted against TM30 and that is going to be due exactly after 30 days itself. So there will be a loss for Tata Motor. Why? Because instead of making payment in 45 days, payment is going to be released in 30 days itself, right? So vendor is having benefit, but Tata Motor is having loss. So what else we have to do in order to control, in order to apply such, control on such kind of mistakes and all? So that will be recorded in the next video. Okay, there'll be a separate explanations for that what we have done. And because of that, so what is happening, guys, even configurations are also associated with this mass changes and all, which is why it is coming to the consultants. So a separate video in future, I'll record a separate video and I'll just explain that how we are going to apply a control on that. So that's all, guys. And now just like, share and subscribe for more videos and update. So that's all in this segment. See you soon with a new topic. Till then, just keep watching my video, keep enhancing your knowledge and keep growing. Wish you all the best, guys. Bye bye. Have a good day.